Firefly Vapor has been busy in the 3 years since it released the Firefly 2. The company's updated the system's firmware, improving battery life and heating efficiency, as well as improving airflow through the device by a whopping 33%. Best of all, the new Firefly 2 Plus costs just $250. That's $80 less than its predecessor and just $50 more than its rival, the PAX 3. On the outside, the new model looks nearly identical to the old. The Plus is just over 5 inches long, and its magnesium alloy chassis weighs less than 5 ounces, meaning it's small and light enough to carry in virtually any pocket or pouch, and it's just a little bit bigger than the PAX 3, roughly equivalent to the size of a Nintendo Joy-Con. You've also got your choice of 6 cover colors, including wood grain, to personalize the unit. Interestingly, the 2 Plus uses the same lithium-ion battery as its predecessor, though the Plus also sports improved firmware that does a superior job of managing the device's power usage and greatly improves the battery life between charges. Still, if you've got an old Firefly 2 lying around, you can simply pull out its battery and use it in the Plus. Same holds true for the charging cradle. As for how long the battery will hold out between uses, you're in for a treat. Granted, there are a whole lot of variables that will determine how long your charge will last, but during my testing, I got around a half dozen bowls at 380 degrees out of it before having to recharge. That's a bowl or two more than I used to get from the 2, but it's not like the new model will make it through a stony Sunday without at least one trip to the charger. Luckily, the battery on the Plus charges ludicrously quickly, just under an hour for a full charge, up to 80% in about a half hour, and enough for a quick bowl in under 15. Unfortunately, the 2 Plus is just as clunky to load as the 2. You have to pry off the magnetic cover, crumble roughly shredded herb into the borosilicate glass bowl, dust off any errant bits of weed from the surface, replace the cover, then press both touch capacitive buttons on either side of the unit to engage the heater. After a few draws, you'll have to open the cover back up, stir the weed around to expose more surface area, using whatever you have on you because the 2 Plus doesn't come with a poker, then replace the cover and repeat until the bowl is cached. Now that's not to say that loading a PAX 3 involves any fewer moving parts, especially when handling concentrates, but that doesn't make the Plus's problems any less of a pain. The process is a bit easier with concentrates. You simply plunk down the included steel wool disc into the crucible chamber, add a dollop of concentrate, and replace the cover. You'll have to take a few initial shallow puffs to melt the concentrate into the disc, but after that, just go to town. Luckily, the vaping experience itself is fantastic. The Firefly 2 Plus has one of the fastest heating elements I've ever used. It takes just 3 seconds to fully engage. From there, a steady 10 to 15 second draw will gradually heat the bowl from room temperature up to 420 degrees for flour or 500 degrees for concentrate. And as the material heats up, its terpenes and cannabinoids will vaporize at their respective boiling points, providing you with a rich, tasty vapor. Thanks to the gradual heating of the Plus's dynamic convection oven, it also allows you to really dial in the vaping experience you want to have. Adjusting the maximum temperature and regulating your in-breath enables users to enjoy the full spectrum of beneficial elements. You can turn the heat up all the way and blow out huge dragon clouds if you want, but that kind of misses the point. And because we live in the year 2019 and everything has an app, the Firefly 2 Plus has an app. But it's actually pretty handy. You can check your battery levels at a glance, adjust the temperature settings with a swipe, and click through to a host of informational walkthroughs and explanatory videos. Overall, the Plus stands a head and shoulders above Firefly's last model and certainly gives the PAX 3 a run for its money. If you like what you see, click and subscribe and stay tuned to Engadget for the latest stony gadgets and weed tech.